The tweet that kicked this off is blunt. TeamViewer is expensive. AnyDesk is cheaper, but still paid. And the post argues that routing your remote sessions through someone else's infrastructure is the wrong trade. That claim is what made the RustDesk post travel. But the tweet itself only gives us one image. No native demo. So this video does the honest thing. We start with the post, then verify the real product through the official site, public docs, GitHub repo, tutorial clips, and the actual client screenshots. Here is what the expanded source pack confirms. RustDesk is an open-source remote desktop tool written in Rust. The main repo currently sits above 111,000 stars, with the official homepage and docs pointing to the same story. It runs across Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, iOS, and the web. The client screen is simple on purpose. Your own machine exposes an ID and a one-time password. On the right side, you enter a remote ID, connect, or start a file transfer. That is the core loop. The tweet sells a rebellion against paid remote access. The repo and docs prove there is a real product behind the pitch. The strongest product proof is the client and mobile surface. The repo ships screenshots of the desktop connection manager, a live remote Windows session, file transfer, and TCP tunneling. The Android and iPhone screenshots go further. One shows the phone app listing macOS, Windows, and Linux targets. Another shows in-session performance controls, where you can choose image quality, balanced mode, or reaction time. Another screenshot shows a phone typing into a Windows login screen with real modifier keys exposed on the overlay. And another shows a phone remotely controlling a GitHub page. That matters because it proves RustDesk is not only a self-hosting project. It is a full remote control product with serious cross-platform behavior already visible in the public assets. The real differentiator is self-hosting. RustDesk's docs explain the architecture very clearly. There are two core services. HBBS is the rendezvous and signaling server. HBBR is the relay server. The client first tries direct peer-to-peer hole punching. If that fails, traffic falls back to the relay. The docs also spell out the required ports, including TCP ports 2114 through 2119, plus UDP 2116. For installation, the docs push the simplest path first. Install Docker, download the open-source Compose file, and run Docker compose up-d. After that, clients only need the ID server address and the public key. The network settings screenshot in the docs shows exactly where those values go inside the client. To make sure this is not just repo theater, I also pulled related tutorial clips referenced by the docs. There is a long installation and user guide from Awesome Open Source. There is a separate RustDesk security follow-up from the same creator. And there is the much newer Network Chuck video that pushes the same core narrative as the tweet, that the usual remote desktop options are expensive, clunky, or locked down. I am not treating those videos as the root source. They are supporting evidence. But visually, they help because they show real desktop workflows, app windows, and setup beats that match the docs. So when these clips appear on screen, they are there as corroborating motion proof, not as the only reason to trust the product. Security and data control are where the tweet gets emotional, so this is where the docs matter most. RustDesk's own materials emphasize self-hosting, public key setup, and direct connectivity before relay fallback. The tweet frames that as data sovereignty, and that is a fair summary of the product direction. What I can verify directly is this. The open-source path gives you your own ID and relay infrastructure. The client docs show manual server configuration. The installation docs explain the ports and topology. And the security follow-up clip is specifically about how to find the key and use it correctly. So the clean version is not, trust a viral post because it sounds anti-SaaS. The clean version is, the product publicly documents the pieces you would need in order to own the path between your machines. There is also an important split between the free open-source server and the more managed business layer. The self-host overview in the docs draws that line clearly. The OSS option gives you the core rendezvous and relay backend, with manual deployment and community support. The Pro side adds a web console, device management, user groups, access control, OIDC, LDAP, two-factor auth, and multi-relay management. The console screenshots make that visible. You can see devices, logs, users, groups, settings, generated config data, and a mobile QR code for onboarding. So if you just want remote access, you can self-host the open source path. If you want centralized admin, policy, and enterprise identity plumbing, that is where the paid layer starts to make sense. So the final verdict is pretty simple. The tweet is doing marketing, but it is marketing attached to a real product with real public proof. RustDesk is not just a screenshot and a pricing rant. It is a cross-platform remote desktop tool, a documented self-host stack, a large public repo, and a client flow you can actually inspect from the source pack. If you want the cleanest takeaway, it is this. The strongest case for RustDesk is not that it is free. It is that you can start fast on public infrastructure, then move to your own infrastructure when control actually matters. That is the part the tweet gets right.